Law number 11. Learn to keep people depend on you. To maintain your independence, you must always be needed and wanted. The more you are relied on, the more freedom you have. Make people depend on you for their happiness and prosperity, and you have nothing to fear. Never teach them enough so that they can do without you. The ultimate power is power to get people to do as you wish. When you can do this without having to force people or hurt them, when they willingly grant you what you desire, then your power is untouchable. The best way to achieve this position is to create a relationship of dependence. The master requires your services. He is weak or unable to function without you. You have enmeshed yourself in his work so deeply that doing away with you would bring him great difficulty, or at least would mean valuable time lost in training another to replace you. Once such a relationship is established, you have the upper hand, the leverage to make the master do as you wish. It is the classic case of the man behind the throne, the servant of the king who actually controls the king. Do not be one of the many who mistakenly believe that ultimate form of power is independence. Power involves a relationship between people. You will always need others as allies, pawns, or even as weak masters who serve as your front. If you create no need for yourself, then you will be done away with at the first opportunity. Someone younger, fresher, less expensive, less threatening will replace you. Do not take such a chance. Make others dependent on you. To get rid of you might spell disaster, and your master dares not tempt fate by finding out. There are many ways to obtain such a position. Foremost among them is to possess a talent and creative skill that simply cannot be replaced. You do not have to be genius. You do have to have skill that sets you apart from the crowd. You should create a situation in which you can always latch on another master or patron, but your master cannot easily find another servant with your particular talent. And if in reality you are not actually indispensable, you must find a way to make it look as if you are. Having the appearance of specialization, knowledge, and skill gives you leeway in your ability to deceive those above you into thinking they cannot do without you. Henry Kissinger managed to survive the many bloodlettings that went on in the Nixon White House, not because he was the best diplomat Nixon could find. There were other fine negotiators, and not because the two men got along so well. They did not, nor did they share their beliefs and politics. Kissinger survived because he entrenched himself in so many areas of the political structure that to do away with him would lead to chaos. He got himself involved in so many aspects and departments of the administration that his involvement became a card in his hand. It also made him many allies. If you can arrange such a position for yourself, getting rid of you becomes dangerous. All sorts of interdependencies will unravel. One last warning: do not imagine that your master's dependence on you will make him love you. In fact, he may resent and fear you, but as Machiavelli said, it's better to be feared than loved. Fear you can control, love never. Depending on the emotion as subtle and changeable as love or friendship will only make you insecure. Better to have others depend on you out of fear of the consequence of losing you than out of love of your company. Thus a wise prince will think of ways to keep his citizens of every sort and under every circumstance depend on the state and on him, and then they will always be trustworthy. Niccolo Machiavelli. Imagine vines with many thorns. Below the roots grow deep and wide. Above the vines push through bushes, entwine themselves around trees and poles, and window ledges. To get rid of them would cause such toil and blood. It's easier to let them climb. Make people depend on you. More is to be gained from such dependence than courtesy. He who has slaked his thirst immediately turns his back on the well, no longer needed it. When dependence disappears, so does